The champions! And hello guys, welcome to the Champions League video. Finally, we are here with the Champions League guys, and we are doing, as you know, every single game guys. Before we start guys, don't forget again to like, share and subscribe. And of course I'm gonna just mention that again, top pick video we are doing how we did on the next top pick video, which is on the weekend. So before I start all of these guys, also I wanna say that I'm all of these results, that since I'm doing every single game now, I'm not saying that you should go guys for the exact score. I'm just saying I'm giving you my thoughts on every single game and how I think approximately how the game is gonna evolve and how they're gonna go. So when I give you all of this, like I don't know, 20 games, how many of there are, I obviously don't think that all of these 20 games gonna be exactly the score that I give for every single game. So for example, if I go 2-1 Atalanta, 1-1 Monaco, Aston Villa, I don't think that is gonna be exactly the score in every single game, but that is approximately where I think how the game gonna go, if you know what I mean. So because it would be ridiculous for me to give you for every single game the exact score, because there is no literally logic there, because that is the hardest thing to do, to give the exact score for a game, for even one game and not for even 20 games of happening. So I just want to know to say that. I know probably 90% of you already know that, but just for that 10%, or maybe for the new people that are here and stuff like that, I just want to say that again. So anyways, let's start with the first game guys, which is Atalanta against Sturm Graz. So here we have Atalanta with some very poor results recently, and Sturm Graz is kind of on the same way, but you need to keep in mind here, because when you see these results you would have an illusion that Atalanta is in a kind of crisis, and yes, maybe they are not on the form as they previously were, but you need to keep in mind guys, look at these teams that they played: Lazio, Inter, Juventus, Napoli. Four teams in top 6 places in Serie A, and Udinese also not a perfect team, but also a tricky one. So you need to, because this can fool you of thinking maybe here Sturm Graz could get any result. No. Of course, maybe I'm completely wrong and something crazy happened in this game, I don't know. But realistically speaking, this should be a very easy win for Atalanta, and I'm gonna go that way. So Atalanta 2, Sturm for me 0. I don't give them a single % of chance. Maybe if a red card or something like that happens, that completely changes the game. But yeah, that is that. Then we have Monaco against Aston Villa. So these two teams, Aston Villa started to wake up, as you see here recently. Monaco kind of started to drop in the form. I did not expect them to lose this game against Montpellier, definitely. Points wise, Aston Villa is kind of safe, but of course they want to stay in this top 8, so they still kind of have to fight for it. And Monaco is, maybe I cannot, they are kind of safe, but just again 2 or 3 points here. So maybe they want to be in a little bit better spots here, because if they were somewhere here they would play with worst teams here. But again, worst teams here can be Manchester City, PSG and stuff like that. So it's really, in this sense, it's very kind of funny how all of things gonna go, and how it is gonna turn up. But anyways, I really cannot separate these teams. If Aston Villa played at home, I would go for Aston Villa, but since they play in France, I think Monaco to lose again is a kind of too much, and that's why I'm gonna go for a draw here. So I'm gonna go Monaco 1, Aston Villa 1. That is for the second one. Then we have Atletico Madrid Leverkusen. This is a very interesting also match, because both of these teams are in very beautiful form. Madrid unexpectedly kind of lost to Leganes. They even had a penalty, late one, but Griezmann missed. So here, for me, I do expect here kind of a draw, because both of these teams, Leverkusen, just only have 1 point more than Atletico Madrid. Both of these teams, of course, they want to be in this top 8, so they probably gonna play very seriously. But as you know, I always like to favor Atletico Madrid at home, and both of these teams are giants at the moment. Very, very good, both of these teams. But since they play at Atletico Madrid home, and since Leverkusen is getting every single win whenever they play, when I put all of this together, I think a draw is kind of where we are gonna go. So Atletico Madrid won, Leverkusen won again, something like that. I don't expect some crazy goals, even though Atletico Madrid this season had that kind of games, and Leverkusen also had a couple of games with a crazy amount of goals. But I think they not gonna go with high intensity, because as you know, guys, after this game they have to play in then domestic league, and then again they have Champions League, and then in 3 days again domestic league, and then cup games and stuff like that. So as you see here, the pattern, every kind of 3 games for the next month they're gonna play, it's gonna be very tough. And if the teams play with high intensity every single game, they'll get injured 100%. So you kind of see here where I'm going. They need to balance things out. Maybe some coaches we're gonna risk it and go with high intensity every single game. So and they in that way risk it if they cannot get all in or everything they can. And some coaches gonna try to balance things out, to maybe rest some players there and then playing some other players there, or maybe to play some games kind of slower with more fouls, you know, stuff like that. So we don't know that stuff, but on my kind of, not just gut, but I think Atletico Madrid will try to slow things down, to not use a lot of energy, and think Bayer Leverkusen will follow that, and that this match will probably be a boring one. That's how I see it, and 1-1 or even 0-0 is my results that I am seeing here. So that's why I went for that one there. Then we have Benfica against Barcelona. So here Barca kinda, with this game against Getafe, I cannot believe, guys, what happened. Like look at these 4 results destroying everyone: 4-0, 2-0, 5-2, 5-1. And like beautiful form, all players are back, all big players are back. Araujo came back finally, you have Olmo, you have Yamal, all of them are playing unbelievable football. They know that they need to catch Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. They are 5 points behind, above them, sorry. And then they come against Getafe and they do this. They literally killed everything they did with this result. I just cannot. I was so pissed for this game because I had this game everywhere, literally everywhere, and it killed everything for me. I guess you guys are probably pissed too, but just unbelievable. I cannot believe this. Benfica on the other side are getting some nice results, and if you see the tables, both of these teams kind of need the results. Barca would need at least 1 point to stay in this top 8, and Benfica probably, of course, they want to be somewhere here. So I think Barca, based on the team and everything, and how Flick is playing, I think that they will probably get a win. So I'm gonna go for Barca 2-1 win. Not some crazy win for Barca, but a 2-1 a win for Barca is what I'm expecting. Then if we have Bologna against Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund came back from this little vacation, winter vacation, and they are so bad at the moment, it's just unbelievable. And Bologna on the other side are playing very nice football. They managed to get a draw against Roma, a Roma that we know that recently are getting very good, winning I think 4 or 5 games in a row, stuff like that. They drew against Inter, for me the best side in the Serie A, and winning against Monza. So I think Bologna is on the uprise on the form, even with these 2 draws. But these two teams, Roma on the form wise is maybe even the best one there in the last 5 games, and we have Inter that is best in Serie A. So these draws are kind of very big deal for me, at least how I see these games here. And Dortmund, this is just a disaster. So since they play this game also at Bologna side, realistically I will go with a 2-2. So I will go for a 2-2. but I'm gonna give you a second result, and the second result gonna be kind of an upset for Bologna to win 2-1. So this is how I see this match evolving. So yeah, that's for that game, guys. Then we have Club Brugge against Juventus. Club Brugge, beautiful form here, as you see. Juventus got that win against Milan. This game went so perfectly, and I'm so sad I did not play, of course, this game. I said draw half time and Juventus to win full time. That is exactly what happened. I did not play it, but even if I played it, I would combine it with Barcelona to win against Getafe, and I would lose anyways. So yeah, that Barca match literally got me hard this week, really, because I went hard, guys, this week, and they just completely obliterated me. But anyways, Juventus against Club Brugge. I think a draw is probably here where we go. I think probably maybe a lot of you are thinking Juventus should go, get this and stuff like that. But Juventus is not a team that we can trust. They are barely scoring in domestic league, and even here they have a lot of draws in this season. And yeah, and since they are playing at Club Brugge, I think a draw is probably what we're gonna see here. So Brugge, I give them 1, Juventus 1. Then after that we have a Red Star against PSV. So here my team Red Star playing against PSV. If PSV had kinda not so much problems with injuries, for me this would be a definitely PSV win, especially since they're here and they need desperately points. Of course, Red Star theoretically have a chance to, you know, to be here with 9 points, but we have PSG with 7 here, guys. We have City here, and both of them are expected to get above 9 points. So kind of that there is no even a theoretic chance to Red Star to be here, even with 2 wins. So and of course, because PSV need points also so hard, I think actually a draw here is the way. As I said again, I only think that because PSV have a lot of injuries. So I'm gonna go with Red Star 1, PSV 1, but my second result gonna be 1-2 or 2-1 for PSV. Just because we had 5 players that were on question mark, and because of that I wanted to put kinda because this is a draw or a PSV win. I don't see any other result. And if PSV manage somehow to get all of these players back to play this match and to be fit, I expect them to win. If not, maybe Red Star can get a point. Then we have Liverpool against Lille. Lille, a very tricky opponent. They are doing beautifully in the Champions League, and as you see here, also in domestic league. They are kind of a team that wake up, and as you see here, they are very high here. But I think Liverpool probably they have 18 points, and they, even if they lose this, I think they still gonna be first. Or no, Barca. Oh, we'll see how it evolve. But anyways, I think Liverpool will try to win this to be kinda on first team here historically, to have all the wins here happening. They are playing at home, and I'm gonna give them a barely win here. So Liverpool 2, Lille 1, but again a draw would not surprise me, because Lille is a very tricky and very disciplined team. Yeah, that's for that game, guys. Then we have Stuttgart against Slovan Bratislava. I'm not gonna explain too much here, guys. Stuttgart is kinda, as you see here, lifting the form very nicely. They have 3 wins in a row in their domestic league. Bratislava is kinda maybe even the worst team for me in the Champions League. I'm gonna go and maybe give them 1 goal, but I'm not even sure if they're gonna score. But Stuttgart, at least 3 goals I expect them to score. Yeah, that is the result for that game. Not gonna kinda explain too much there. Then we have Leipzig against Sporting. This game is kind of tricky for me because of a couple of reasons. The first one, because Leipzig kind of do not have anything to play for. Only they can play for proud. because they 0 points. With 2 wins they have 6 points, not enough to qualify further. So I'm not sure how their desire gonna be here. And Sporting kinda need points, but Sporting is also kinda unstable since their coach left. You never know who they're gonna win or where they're gonna draw and stuff like that. But based on all of this information that I have, I don't think Leipzig is gonna go all guns blazing. But I think they're gonna do a decent fight because a lot of scouts are watching Champions League. So even if some other players come in, they wanna perform 100% to be sold better, to have maybe higher salary and stuff like that. So we can expect Leipzig a big fight, that is definitely. So based on everything which I said, I think this match will probably result of a draw, and I'm gonna go with a high scoring 1-2 to happen. After that, we have Shakhtar against Brest. So Brest, just beautiful how they were performing in Champions League beautifully. Look, they are 7. Who would expect Brest to be here, guys? Come on, be realistic. Who? So we had a lot of surprises. His Brest, Lille, Aston Villa, all of these teams to be here. We did not expect that. But based on the draw and how the teams are facing some easier teams or easier opponents, this maybe could even predicted, maybe. But anyways, they're playing against Shakhtar, a team that kinda also do not have any chance to qualify further, because even with 6 points, yes, they would have 10, but they need to win against Brest. Then they need to win, I don't know who is their last match, but I don't see that happening. Maybe they can get a draw, that's a maybe, but since Brest would also like to get a result, I would give Shakhtar a goal, but Brest, I would go with them to win. But a draw is very possible also here, guys. I wanna say that. So after that, Milan against Girona. So two sides, both of them I don't really trust. I literally don't know who is the worst side here. Girona losing to Sevilla is just a disaster. For me, this was kind of expected, but on the other side, Milan kind of amazing comebacks in the cup games against Juventus and Inter. So I don't know where to put them here, but I think Girona is still a lot worse than Milan in every segment. So because of that, I think Milan should win this, and I'm just gonna give them a barely win, 2-1 win for Milan. After that, we have Arsenal against Dinamo. I think this is an easy win for Arsenal, and I think they're gonna win this even with the second team. I don't think Arsenal will come with all first squad. I think they gonna switch a little bit because they're gonna have a tough schedule in front of them, of course. So, but even with that mixed players and stuff like that, of course, Dinamo gonna put a very big fight here. They are still in the game to qualify further. But I honestly, if they played maybe at Dinamo home, maybe I would give them 1 point. But here, no chance, guys. But I don't think Dinamo gonna get trashed. So I'm gonna go 2-0 for Arsenal. But I expect Arsenal to not go all guns blazing, and that's why I did not put some 4-5-0 win for Arsenal, because they need to think about Premier League a little bit more, and I think they can win very much easily with the combined team here. After that, we have Celtic against Young Boys. So Celtic have literally to play a lot for. They are at 9 points, so realistically they should win this. They are playing at home against Young Boys, one of the worst teams for me, even maybe the worst, with Bratislava together. So because of that, I'm gonna go Celtic free and Young Boys 1. Yeah, not gonna explain too much. Simple game. After that, we have Feyenoord against Bayern. So here I expect also Bayern to win, and I expect them to play maybe with a mixed squad, but with a big desire to win, because I don't think they want to be in these places here. I think they want to play 2 games less. So they definitely want to be in these top 8 positions, and they are realistically only 1 point behind with 2 games left. So, and Feyenoord for me is nothing special team. So I think they're gonna win this kind of 100, not 100%, but they should win this very easily. I give them a 3-1 or 4-1 win. I'm gonna put it a 3-1 win for Bayern, and that is for that game, guys. Then we have Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City, one very funny game and very dramatic game. Both of these teams need points very, very much. PSG on 7, Manchester City on 8, but two teams that are kinda, yes, PSG is here kinda unstoppable, but they are nowhere near the level they need to be in order to fight very seriously for Champions League. That at least their level is nowhere near, at least if you ask me. And City trying to get with this in the cup, they won 8-0 against Ipswich, they got 6-0, so they are maybe trying to go very hard to get this mentality of winning recently. But since they are playing at PSG, I don't think we're gonna see that much amount of goals. I think they're gonna play it very carefully. So I'm gonna go PSG 1, Manchester City 1. And also, yeah, guys, I forgot to show you also the reason that I wanted to go here as a draw is because last 5 games there was no draw here. So I think this game probably gonna finish in a draw. After that, we have Real Madrid against Salzburg. I think Real Madrid gonna just destroy Salzburg, because also they only have 9 points, and they should get this, because Salzburg is also one of the worst teams. For me, they are, after Young Boys and Slovan Bratislava, the 3rd team that is the worst here in the Champions League. Then I can put maybe Zvezda or Sturm Graz or Sparta Prague somewhere there. They are somewhere there, and even a Dinamo is somewhere there. But Dinamo, keep in mind, had a lot of easier kind of opponents. They played both Dinamo played against Slovan Bratislava, the easiest team for me here, and they played against Salzburg also. So 2 teams that are kind of a disaster. So, and they got 6 points, guys, from there. So yeah, but nevertheless, that is how at least I see the teams ranking here. So for me, this is a trashing for easy win for Real Madrid, and I'm gonna go with a 4-1. I'm gonna give a Salzburg maybe a goal, but even 4-0 is very, very much possible here. And the last game, guys, is Sparta Prague Inter. Not gonna say too much here, but Inter should win this also. Sparta also kinda cannot play for anything. Inter kinda needs to win this to be in top 8 here, and I think they're gonna do that. I think they're not gonna play with first team. Also, I think they're gonna kinda switch a little bit with the players. So I'm gonna expect them to maybe concede 1, but maybe even to win 1-0, 2-0. But I'm gonna put it as a 2-1. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for this Champions League. All games I did, guys. Don't forget again, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your time, and see you guys on the next one. Bye.